King Frederik of Denmark has spoken, and the world is listening. In an era marked by royal transitions, public scrutiny, and the undeniable weight of tradition, Frederik X, the newly crowned monarch of Denmark, has done what many royal watchers and insiders long hoped for. He has called for unity within the House of Glücksborg. His message is not just one of calm leadership, it's a visionary pledge to rebuild, restructure, and reimagine what it means to be a royal in the 21st century. This comes at a pivotal moment, barely a year since the monumental abdication of Queen Margrethe II, the longest reigning monarch in Danish history. And now, as the dust settles from her historic decision, a new dawn rises over Amalienborg Palace. The echoes of that January day when Queen Margrethe stunned the kingdom with her abdication still reverberate through Denmark's ancient halls of power. The decision was as graceful as it was shocking, a sovereign voluntarily stepping down from the throne, not due to scandal, not because of pressure, but in a conscious act of generational transition. It sent ripples not only through Danish society but across Europe's remaining monarchies. And now, her son, King Frederik, once the crown prince overshadowed by his mother's formidable legacy, stands at the helm. But he's not merely wearing the crown. He's lifting the institution itself, reshaping it alongside the woman who once carried the entire monarchy on her shoulders. Queen Margrethe, though no longer sovereign, has not stepped away from royal life. Far from it, as King Frederik announced, her role in helping guide the royal family through this transformation will be central. This is not a silent abdication. This is a hand-in-hand rebuilding, a familial collaboration not seen in recent memory. At a press conference filled with dignity and subtle emotion, Frederik made it clear, his reign would not begin in isolation but in communion, with his mother, with his wife Queen Mary, with their children, and with the Danish people. Observers and royal analysts have begun calling this new phase the Frederik Renaissance. It's not just about wearing the regalia or hosting the annual New Year's levee. It's about addressing the cracks that may have formed beneath the palace floors, cracks caused by a changing society, royal controversies, and the increasing demand for transparency and relevance. King Frederik knows that a monarchy that rests on old traditions without adaptation risks becoming a relic instead of a symbol. That's why his call for unity is more than a family appeal, it's a national mission. He opened the statement with quiet gravity, referencing the Queen's abdication not as an end but as a transformation. "My mother gave her life in service to Denmark," he said, standing beside Queen Mary and flanked by Queen Margrethe herself. Her decision to step down was an act of love, for the crown, for the people, and for the future. "It is now my duty to carry this legacy forward, but I will not do so alone." In these simple yet powerful words, Frederik made something abundantly clear: his reign is about inclusion. Not only within the royal household but within the hearts of the Danish people. For a long time, murmurs have circulated about internal tensions in the royal family. From the controversial title removals involving Prince Joachim's children to speculation about the generational rift between tradition and modernity, the Danish royals have been no stranger to scrutiny. But King Frederik is addressing these tensions head-on. His promise to restructure the royal family is already being interpreted as a bold declaration of reform. Insiders say the king is working closely with advisors, constitutional experts, and even external voices to ensure that the monarchy evolves in step with Danish values. It's not about theatrics or blind allegiance to tradition. It's about making the royal family more accessible, transparent, and future-ready. This may include redefining royal roles, slimming down the monarchy, and ensuring that each member's position is earned, meaningful, and in sync with modern Denmark. The involvement of Queen Margrethe in these discussions lends historical weight and wisdom to the process. Her long reign gave her a front-row seat to Denmark's evolution, and her voice remains one of the most respected in the country. Notably, Frederik's partner in this royal transformation is none other than Queen Mary. The Australian-born consort, known for her poise, intelligence, and deep public commitment, has emerged as one of Europe's most admired queens. Her role in the unity effort is pivotal. It's not just about being by the king's side, it's about being a voice for progress, family stability, and global diplomacy. Together, they represent a monarchy that is both grounded in tradition and prepared for change. Within the palace walls, this movement toward unity is already reshaping relationships. Reports from inside Amalienborg suggest that reconciliation efforts are underway with Prince Joachim, who relocated to Washington, D.C. with his family. Tensions that once seemed insurmountable may now soften under the king's new tone of harmony. And that tone, quiet but firm, emotional yet composed, is rapidly changing the public's view of Frederik not just as a monarch, but as a modern father, husband, and son. This isn't the first time Europe has watched a monarchy reinvent itself. But Denmark's transformation under Frederik X feels uniquely balanced, less about revolution, more about renewal. With Queen Margrethe still active in ceremonial roles, the country retains a strong link to its regal past. With King Frederik and Queen Mary stepping into a leading role, Denmark is embracing the future. This dynamic co-leadership is unlike any other royal model in Europe today. But what exactly does restructuring entail? Although the full blueprint is still unfolding, multiple sources suggest that royal titles, funding, public duties, and even the monarchy's communications strategy are all under review. The aim is to ensure the Danish monarchy not only survives the 21st century but thrives within it. King Frederik's message was not delivered from an ivory tower. It was candid, grounded, and filled with intent. His statement concluded not with grand proclamations but with a request: let us walk this journey together, not as royals and citizens, but as a united Denmark. It was a call to arms not of battle, but of belonging. The response has been immediate. Royal fans, political figures, and even Danish celebrities have shown support. Newspapers praised the king's message as a new chapter for the crown. On social media, the hashtag unity under Frederik began trending within hours. The general consensus: this is the kind of monarchy people want to see: human, inclusive, responsible. Queen Margrethe's presence during the announcement spoke volumes. Her calm elegance, paired with a mother's pride, reminded everyone that while her reign may be over, her legacy is alive, and it now beats in the heart of her son. She has not disappeared into retirement, she is the living thread between past and future. Even the Danish parliament, traditionally reserved in its praise for royalty, issued a statement commending King Frederik's vision. One member called it the most forward-looking gesture we have seen from the royal household in decades. Civil society organizations, often critical of the monarchy's cost and privilege, have also expressed cautious optimism. When a monarch speaks of unity and real change, it forces everyone to listen. And that's precisely what King Frederik has accomplished. He has captured attention, not through spectacle, but through sincerity. He has reshaped the narrative, not by distancing himself from the past, but by embracing it while daring to look forward. And he has signaled to the world that the Danish monarchy is not only alive, but awakening. In the months to come, all eyes will remain fixed on Amalienborg Palace. What roles will Prince Christian and Princess Isabella play? Will the reconciliation with Prince Joachim bear fruit? How will Queen Mary balance her growing role with her deep public commitments? And what legacy will this joint restructuring effort between a mother and son carve into the centuries-old stone of Danish monarchy? One thing is clear: King Frederik's reign has begun not with pomp and protocol, but with purpose and people. And in that quiet strength lies the power to transform an institution, perhaps forever. And now, the transformation truly begins. The reign of King Frederik is not just a symbolic passing of the crown. It is, at its core, a redefinition of royal duty, family, and relevance in the modern era. For Denmark, this is no longer just about ceremonial appearances, formal gowns, or palace balconies. It's about how a centuries-old institution can evolve into something that speaks not only to the past but to the living, breathing present. The monarchy is no longer an untouchable relic locked in amber. Under Frederik X, it becomes dynamic, adaptable, and deeply human. The public's response to this new direction has been resoundingly hopeful. Across Denmark, from Copenhagen's sophisticated urban quarters to the quieter, rural parts of Jutland, people are talking. Not gossiping in hushed tones, but engaging in active discussions about the monarchy's place in their lives. School debates, cafe conversations, political columns, everywhere you turn, Danes are weighing in. Some express cautious optimism, while others, deeply inspired, speak of a renewed sense of national pride. For a constitutional monarchy to ignite such interest in a largely egalitarian society is nothing short of remarkable. The involvement of Queen Margrethe in this restructuring is proving to be one of the most strategic and emotional decisions King Frederik has made so far. Though she stepped down from the throne, she has not stepped away from the nation's heart. Her enduring wisdom, encyclopedic knowledge of statecraft, and reputation for poise are assets that Frederik wisely continues to draw upon. Together, this mother-son duo represents a rare blend of royal continuity and innovation. Privately, insiders say the relationship between Frederik and Margrethe has deepened since the abdication. Far from a mere formality, their collaboration has developed into a daily rhythm, consultations over tea, joint appearances at cultural events, and heartfelt strategy meetings on the future of the royal household. The Queen may have passed the scepter, but her guidance still anchors the monarchy's direction. Her legacy is alive in every step Frederik takes. And while Denmark now has one reigning monarch, it has two sovereign spirits guiding its destiny. Meanwhile, Queen Mary continues to rise in her role, not simply as the consort but as a pillar of the monarchy's new image. The public adores her elegance and authenticity. Every time she appears in public, whether speaking Danish flawlessly or advocating for mental health, gender equality, and social inclusion, Mary reminds the people that the royal family is connected to their lives in real, tangible ways. She is no longer the foreign princess from Tasmania, she is now the heartbeat of a changing Denmark. Her role in helping foster unity within the family, particularly with Prince Joachim and Princess Marie, cannot be underestimated. Mary has reportedly reached out personally to Joachim's children and maintained a private correspondence with Marie to ensure family ties aren't further frayed. Though the royal house may slim down, its emotional bonds are being quietly fortified behind the scenes. Rebuilding doesn't always happen in press releases, it often starts with a phone call, a letter, a hug. The Danish press has responded positively to these private reconciliation efforts. Major newspapers, once quick to critique royal decisions, particularly the 2022 title removals, are now urging the public to give King Frederik's vision a chance. Columnists have called his tone brave, inclusive, and long overdue. International media, too, are turning their eyes to Copenhagen, wondering aloud if Denmark might become the blueprint for other monarchies seeking relevance in the 21st century. And how could it not be? With the British royal family engulfed in scandals and distancing measures, the Spanish monarchy dealing with legacy crises, and other European crowns navigating generational shifts, Denmark's calm, respectful transition is being hailed as a model. King Frederik's reign, still in its infancy, is already making ripples far beyond the Danish borders. But not everything is symbolic or abstract. Concrete changes are underway. One of the first acts of the new monarch was to establish a royal advisory council, composed of experts in law, sociology, digital communications, and constitutional affairs. This council is tasked with reviewing the monarchy's structure and suggesting reforms. The aim: a transparent, inclusive, and realistic approach to royal duty. The king has also pledged to reduce the number of working royals, streamline court expenditures, and align royal patronages with modern social causes. There will be fewer ribbon cuttings and more advocacy work. The goal is not to disappear into elitism but to show that the royal family can be a true civic force. Prince Christian, the heir apparent, is being gradually introduced to this model. Already accompanying his parents on select duties, the young prince is being molded to serve, not to rule. In a touching moment during a recent gala dinner, King Frederik was seen placing his hand on Christian's shoulder and whispering something to him after addressing the nation. Though microphones didn't catch the words, photographers captured the warmth of the moment. Speculation has it that the king told his son, "It's your future too. Let's build it right." If true, those words may come to define the era that lies ahead. Queen Margrethe has also played a key role in supporting Christian's public development. As a grandmother and a former sovereign, she has taken the young prince under her wing to instill in him the gravitas and sensitivity that defined her own reign. She is said to be writing a private collection of letters to Christian, filled with advice and reflections from her decades of service. These letters will reportedly be given to him on his 21st birthday, a legacy of wisdom passed from one monarch to the next. Meanwhile, Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine, though much younger, are also being raised with the understanding that royalty today means responsibility. Queen Mary, known for her hands-on parenting style, has ensured her children remain grounded despite the privilege surrounding them. Their education includes not only academic excellence but also lessons in empathy, public speaking, and national history. Denmark's future royal generation is being quietly shaped in the image of service and accessibility. But what of Prince Joachim and Princess Marie, once at the center of royal drama? There, too, lies a hopeful turn. Sources close to the palace say the king has invited his younger brother to Copenhagen later this year for a private family meeting. While it is too soon to say what role, if any, Joachim will play in the restructured monarchy, the willingness to engage is a promising start. Marie, always poised but understandably protective of her children, has reportedly expressed cautious optimism about this renewed dialogue. The Danish people, too, are playing a central role in this royal evolution. Through public forums, surveys, and even university seminars, the question of, what should the Danish monarchy look like in 2030? Is being earnestly asked. It's a national conversation that King Frederik has encouraged, and one that he's committed to listening to. For him, reform is not a royal decree from on high, it is a collaboration with the people. Even Denmark's youth, often indifferent to monarchical tradition, are showing new interest. High school students have started projects on the Queen's abdication, while university think tanks are drafting mock proposals for royal modernization. In some schools, essays on Queen Margrethe's legacy and Frederik's restructuring vision have replaced traditional history topics. This isn't just history in the making, it's a living story being co-authored by the nation. As for Queen Margrethe, her post-abdication role continues to dazzle. No longer bound by the daily constraints of ruling, she has embraced her love for art, design, and storytelling with renewed vigor. Her upcoming retrospective at the Danish National Gallery is expected to draw record crowds. She's also reportedly working on a memoir, a candid reflection on her life as queen, mother, and woman. It's said to be part political diary, part emotional journey, a rare royal insight that could become one of the most important documents of the modern monarchy. The synergy between Frederik and Margrethe continues to define the era. He brings the energy and vision of a new king, she brings the wisdom and experience of a seasoned sovereign. Together, they are crafting a monarchy not just for the people, but with the people. Denmark stands on the threshold of something truly extraordinary, a royal family that listens, adapts, and leads, not with spectacle, but with substance. And in this historic moment, one must stop and reflect. Rarely has a monarchy felt so human, so emotionally resonant, and so poised for relevance. From the grandeur of Queen Margrethe's decades-long reign to the heartfelt sincerity of Frederik's promise to unite and restructure, we are witnessing more than a family transition, we are witnessing a national transformation. So, as Denmark steps forward into this new age with its king, queen, and royal family standing in a harmony of past and future, we leave you with this question. Could this be the royal blueprint the rest of the world has been waiting for, and will other monarchies follow where Denmark now bravely leads?